Welcome back to another video. My name is Michael. I'm the founder of Buffalo Performance and Analysis, where we combine sports science, strength and conditioning, and sports performance to give coaches the tools necessary to build the next level of elite athletes. In this video, we are looking at my first sports science project. We're looking at part 2 of my first sports science project. We're looking back at 2020 when I was a six-man football coach and strength and conditioning coach for a high school team. We're going to take a look at how I tracked workload throughout the season, how I implemented recovery sessions, as well as some pain management techniques throughout the course of the season as a way to monitor and track fatigue, workload, and injuries. The document that you see in front of you is our weekly workout plan. As you can see, we use sets, reps, RPE, and cues. I wanted to utilize RPE as opposed to percentages during the season because I realized that it didn't make sense to have really young athletes. We had a very freshman, sophomore oriented team. It didn't make sense to have them max out a week or two before we had to hit the ground running for in-season training. So I just had them utilize RPE as a way to use progressions throughout the season. So here we see about 15 weeks looking at our preseason all the way going to the end of our regular season. From there, from our week to week tracking here, I implemented using Excel or Google Sheets, a way to take a look at how the data changes week to week. So on the right side of the graph here, we see the frequency, the number of times we were in the weight room. And then if we look at sets, we have our push, our pull, and then our legs in the yellow. This is a great way we can kind of see a rough estimate of how our workload changes throughout the season. Obviously higher volume while we have more time in the weight room. As the days in the weight room go down, obviously our workload goes down. So I utilized Google Sheets because this is what was available to me. Ideally, we would have one of these for every single athlete, but we didn't have the tools and the means necessary at that point in time to have an individualized plan. Now, after each game, the next day the athletes would come in and they would complete a fatigue management or a pain management chart. So they would look very similar to this. I would have them fill it out, circle where they're sore, describe the kind of pain, describe the level of pain, as well as any other nagging injuries they may have. And then I utilized all that information to create an end of season report. So in the end of season report, it went down and it looked at the injuries that we saw in the athletes, the workload that we saw, the results that we saw from those workloads, and then predictions about the futures. This is a really rough look at where I started as a sports scientist. And it's not meant to be a reflection of how I operate as a sports scientist now. But I want to use this as the opportunity to show where I started, where I'm growing to as of where I am now, and where I want to grow to into the future. If you're interested in anything that Buffalo Performance and Analysis has to offer, please reach out. Thanks.